From a dream to reality, we're on the move. We got the groove, we're showing you what we can do. And we're gonna make it to the top. We're gonna give it all we got. It's our time to shine. From a dream to reality, we're on the move. We got the groove, we're showing you what we can do. And we're gonna make it to the top. We're gonna give it all we got. It's our time to shine. It's Sip and Speak the Tea with D&D.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Sip and Speak the Tea with D&D. I'm Denise.
And I'm Danette.
And our special guest, Alonso.
Hello.
Hello, Alonso. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, welcome.
And each segment, me and Danette usually taste tea in different flavors, and then suggest to you guys you should try. What flavor we have today, Danette?
Well, today's flavor, we will be tasting green tea.
Okay.
My favorite.
It's your favorite? Oh, all right. Well, let's give this a taste and see what we got.
It's good.
Oh, I love this. I have to say this is one of my best. I can drink the full pot of this right here.
That's actually good, though. I ain't gonna lie.
We suggest for you to try it.
Yes, you try it.
Yes. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe with Sip and Speak the Tea with D&D. All right, people. You know, our host, Miss Denise Winters, a new author. Her book, The Untold Story, The One Who Got Away. And check it out. It's available. Yay! Congrats. It is available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Walmart, Big Books. Hey, just go out there, find it, and get it.
Yes.
It's a really good read. Denise, what can you tell us about your book?
I wrote the book from my childhood to preteens to my adulthood, and I met a serial killer, and I want the reader to follow along with me with all my trials and my triumphs. And I dedicated the book to the women that lost their lives and the children who lost their mothers.
Wow.
And if I can help anyone in that dark place before they get there, I've done my job, and I hope to do so.
Right.
Let's get into our topic, and our topic is police brutality.
Police brutality. Very sensitive.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, we're going to begin with Tyre Nichols. You know, he was brutally beaten by 5 police officers. They had a special unit called the Scorpions, they said.
Correct.
The video is out now. I couldn't hardly watch the video, you guys. I couldn't. It was so bad. Did y'all watch the video?
I didn't get a chance to watch the video.
You didn't get the chance?
You didn't?
I don't even know if I want to watch the video.
No. It's hard for me. In any of those cases when they show videos like that, I can't do it. I can't stomach it at all. You know, it just really saddens me, and it's just too much. It's too much. It's too hard, too difficult for me to watch.
Yeah, it was bad. So, how do you feel being a black young man? Every day you leave your house, you know, do you have some type of feeling when you go out your door?
I can honestly say, yeah. More or less when I was a little bit younger, though. I say like in my teenager years. It was more fearful. You know what I mean? I was a little bit more wild. So, you know what I mean? Those like situations tend to pick up more. Now that I'm older, now that I'm an adult, you know, it's kind of different a little bit. Now it's kind of like I know right from wrong. But it's just like, it really doesn't matter, like the right or wrong. It really matters like the situation that you're in, I guess. And like me as a young man and leaving the house every day, not knowing if I can get pulled over, And to be honest, I got the tattoos, and that can be a situation for me alone with the tattoos. But just leaving the house knowing that I can possibly get pulled over, it's just like, it's kind of scary.
It really affects me. Well, us as parents, you know, for our children, especially our sons, our grandsons. He's in his 20s, and I think about it every day. You know, what would you advise for, like, if the police pulled you over? Would you just say definitely don't resist, or, you know, make sure you just comply with everything that they say or what they ask?
I hit them with the no sir, yes sir. That's something that I always do all the time. Make sure you get them eye contact. Don't make no fast movements. Even if they is in the wrong, you know, act as if they were right. You know what I mean? Try to avoid that situation, you know, best as possible.
But in that case, that just nothing was gonna do. You know, it was in
certain situations you can't avoid it.
Yeah, that was It was allegedly said that he was messing with one of the Demetrius, one of the 5 officers' ex-wife, and said that was personal. So in some cases, you know, what do you do? You know, it was nothing he was able to do.
That's correct. And they abused their authority.
Yes, they did.
You know.
Yes, that was abuse of power. It was.
All right. Well, you know, the trend of fatal police shootings in the United States seems to only be increasing. But here, from this research, it was 1,096 civilians having been shot, with whom 225 were black. But now, as of January 25th, now listen to this. As of January 25th this year through February 2nd this year, that's only a few days, right? There were 79 fatal police shootings. Additionally, the rate of fatal police shootings among black Americans was much higher than any other race.
Well, the people protest for the weekend from New York to Los Angeles, calling for renewed police reform.
Well, they definitely need more training. And the thing is, with all this money that they've been funded, where is this money actually going? Is it really going into the training? Because they're actually saying that to defund the police, because they're abusing and misusing where the funds is going. So it's actually having, they saying with the funding, it's been an increase, you know, of police brutality.
Well, 2 of the officers had 2 other complaints against them. You know, when do you take a look at the officers and figure they need to go back and get retrained? You know what I'm saying? How many complaints, you know, do you allow? You know, one officer.
I say we should start targeting the chief officers, the people that's above the officers.
Correct.
You know what I mean? The ones that's going to hold them accountable for their actions. You know what I mean? Not necessarily the officers, but the chiefs, the people over the officers.
And it is about accountability.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, hold them accountable.
Putting the people in the right positions that's going to really take the job serious and, you know what I mean, really honor the badge pretty much.
Right. And don't get mistaken, we do have some good officers.
Yes, and we need police officers.
And we commend and we thank the good officers, you know, that are serving, you know, their state. So we appreciate that.
Yeah. And we appreciate the good officers. But we have to siphon the bad ones out.
Yes, we do. They got to be held accountable. They have to.
What they did to Tyre Nichols was inhumane. That was inhumane. And what about the deaths that's in the counties? You know, we didn't start having a lot of deaths in the county jail with the inmates. You know,
Yes.
who we hold accountable for that. Do they or do they not have the medical needs? You know, or do they have? I mean, get the medical attention they need? Are they equipped to have? You know, give them the medical attention that they need?
Well, do they follow protocol? I think in some cases that, you know, some of these deaths could have been prevented.
Oh, of course.
You know, well, probably actually in a lot of them, you know.
Of course.
So, like you said, as far as them getting the attention, the medical attention that is needed, you know, but they just get looked over.
And they did a false report. They said he reached for his gun. I didn't see that. I didn't see none of the things they, you know, actually said he done. You know, and one of the police officer actually said he was a victim. So I didn't see any of that either. So, you know, and they're gonna hold the people who did the paperwork accountable. For,
And they need to
filing that false report.
They need to.
Yes.
They need to, because it's been too many slaps on the wrist, you know,
Yes.
for these officers not getting charged. I know for like Derek Williams back in 2011, and he died after gasping, you know, for breath, begging for help in the back of the police car. You know, and no officer was charged. You know, but there are so many cases, and that's here. That's here. In our state. In our city. So, you know, we need to stand up. We need to get activists. We need, you know, we need to protest. We need to get out here.
We don't have that many activists here neither.
And make a change.
Low, but he can't do it alone. He need people standing with him. You know, we don't have that many activists here in Wisconsin, do we?
So how can we, you know, make that change? Now I know that Congress has taken up, well, supposed to have taken up, you know, for police accountability on March 3rd. The House of Representatives had passed, this is back in 2021, the representatives had passed the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act of 2021. And that bill was intended to hold police accountable, you know, and change the culture of the law enforcement and to empower the communities. And it was also seek to build trust between law enforcement and the communities. But do you think that it actually made a difference?
I think
So far,
No.
I think the problem is nothing's being changed at the bottom. And honestly, it starts with us as the people. Like, we can't get these random activists and stuff into play. And the people of, you know, these victims and stuff like that, the parents of these victims aren't getting, you know, active. Or the friends of these people, you know, they can only do so much. Like, the people that are active, the friends, the mothers, you know, the parents and stuff, they're active, but they need other people to actually tag along and help too.
and help with
Right.
their
You know,
voice.
we just can't have randoms. We need people that's actually close to that individual to get involved, so they can see how serious it is. You know what I mean?
Or some of these leaders that's standing up for some of these people in other states. These leaders to come here.
Right. But we have to call for them. You know, we have to reach out for them and ask them. And I think that that's something that, I don't know, we probably don't do that. You know, and
Will
we
they
as
come?
the people, I'm quite sure they would. I think that they actually would.
And I believe we probably reached out, but
Yeah,
what I've noticed is
I'm pretty sure
with
some
a lot of
people
people, you know,
may
we
have
just
reached
don't
out.
know. It's a way of doing things.
Right.
You know, like when we come together, we try to make something happen. We tend to come with just getting a big group together. Now we're all just it looks like chaos, but having a big group is not going to change anything. Having a big group and we're all organized, we're all in sync, in tune, we all have one vision. That's what they want to see. Not just all gathering together with a big crowd. That's intimidating. We're already intimidating. So we need to try a different approach. And that's what I feel on that.
Okay.
Right, I agree. I agree with
Well,
that.
so far, the 5 Memphis police officers has been fired and charged with second-degree murder and aggravated assault and aggravated kidnapping, whom were all black and all were part of that special unit I was talking about, the Scorpions. They got charged immediately, as should, because of what they did. That was horrible. Well, what do you think about how fast they got charged?
Because
How fast
they were all black.
yes, how fast they got charged? How fast their faces was on the screen? You know, sad to say, they became black.
I mean, that just goes to show we not sticking together. And obviously they know that.
They know it now.
You know?
And they whatever they get is whatever they get, because that was horrible what they did to that young man. That was inhumane. But I just pointed out they did it so fast, and from what I've seen, if the most of the Caucasian officers, they get suspended with pay until they get charged, and
Now, I believe that one white officer, I think they just fired him. I think it was a male. The one that came on the scene. I believe he had came on the scene. But then they didn't fire him right away. Like, they didn't do him accordingly. Well, I feel, it's the same as the other officers.
same treatment.
Right, the same treatment
So
as
you
the
got
other
like something
officers.
different than the other officers?
Well, they fired the 5 or 6 officers that was involved, right? The black officers right away. Now this white officer, he was there, like he had came to the scene or whatever, right? But they did not fire him. They didn't fire him right away. So I can't recall like if they just had him on leave with pay or something like that. He didn't get fired until recently. Like after, But I don't understand why everyone who took part of had anything to do with that
was
should have been held
seeing
accountable, and action should have been brought forward right then and there.
Exactly.
When those guys were fired, it should have been like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
For each individual.
And 3 Memphis Fire Department personnel were fired too. And 2 other Memphis police officers, that's probably who you talking about, under investigation, that have been put on leave, as were 2 sheriff deputies, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right.
I just think that what's happening today, and with police brutality actually increasing, we have a problem. We have a serious problem on our hands, and we need to, know how to go about bringing a change.
Yes.
How to come together. To make a difference.
Yes.
And getting a change, with our police departments.
Something needs to be done, and something needs to be done fast. People are losing their lives.
And we're supposed to be able to count on the officers. You are there to protect the innocent ones, to be here for us, to help us. But yet, you're taking our lives. You're beating us. You're hurting us.
Yes. I'm going to bring up an incident, and I have it in my book, where the serial killer that was black was killing the same time Jeffrey Dahmer, who is Caucasian. At the same time. And some of the women were coming up missing, and so I said something. And my credibility wasn't anything to them, you know, nothing. And I couldn't fight them alone. You know, I went to a couple of other people, you know, organizations, and didn't nobody want to hear it. You know, it's sad. You know, where's our leaders? You know, and for Wisconsin, you know, or
well, I think we
who do
just
we turn to.
We have to know how to come together, and just going back, you know, to what you were saying, our approach and getting together, gathering, you know, to come together
peacefully and standing.
Yes, and getting, hopefully we can unite enough and we can get a great activist, you know, to come here and to stand with us and help speak for us.
Yes.
You know, Wisconsin here, from as far back as I know of, and I just have to say it, has always been known to be a prejudice state.
Yes.
And you wonder, like, gee, you know, being a Black American, and this is one of the most prejudiced states, do we want to raise our children here? But we do, you know, of course we do. But it just always, to me, for me, it always just stick in the back of my mind. But it's just, we're just in a sad situation, and these numbers are increasing, and we need to make a change.
Yeah, we're losing so many of our Black men.
I know you were saying something about like finding an activist. I look at it as if we don't have none that we can just think of on top of our head, why don't we make our own? And that just comes by, what is an activist? What are we looking for exactly? What is it that we need? We find that, we create that, we make that. That's not one specific person.
That's correct. You're right
that's
about that.
That's a lot of people. And a lot of people, we have leaders. We have a lot of people that really can do some good things and really change, and it has a lot of influence on the world. But they're scared. Because they know if they speak, they're going to be speaking alone. And who wants to speak alone?
Correct, because I felt that I was alone.
So those people that's in those leader positions that can make a change, what they're looking for is people that's under them, where they feel that's not as, you know, important, I guess you can say.
Right.
They want them to speak up.
Right.
The ones that's living in the community, the ones that's like face to face with the problem, they want them to speak up first. Right. That way they know they have a team, and then they can join in something. I've been waiting on this.
Right.
You know, that's kind of like
agree. I definitely
you can't say you want change, but then you don't put it in action.
You don't put it in action.
That's
so
true.
How can you?
That's right.
Get out there and march too.
So we
and
start. We start with our households, not outside the household. We start within our household, and then we spread from there.
Correct.
Wow, I couldn't say that any better. So you know what? that was awesome. Well, you know, we needed to hear that.
Yes.
And I hope that, you know, you all took heed, because that was something that needed to be said, and you said it. And
now let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
No,
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for our celebrity shout out, but because it's Black History Month, I'm gonna shout out Madam C.J. Walker.
Yeah.
A self-made millionaire. She was born 1867 and died in 1919. She was the first Black woman and self-made millionaire in America, and made her first fortune thanks to her homemade line of hair care products.
Okay.
Was Black.
Right.
She was born Sarah Breedlove to parents who had been enslaved. She was inspired to create her hair products after an experience with her hair loss, which led to the creation of the Walker system of hair care She was a talented entrepreneur. She did self-promotion. She got out there and she did the footwork. She also has a movie on Netflix. That's why I picked her. CJ Walker, self-made millionaire. And that's what came to mind. I said, I'm going to do CJ Walker because I admired her. She did the footwork. Became a millionaire, a self-made millionaire. But I want to give a shout out to Martin Luther King because he's very important. And Soldier of the Truth.
Yes. Well, a shout out to all of our great, from the past and present,
Correct.
Black American leaders.
Inventors.
And inventors. Yes.
Leaders that paved the way.
We salute
right?
them all.
Each and every one of us.
Each and right.
Okay. Each and every one. That's right. All the leaders and inventors.
Yes.
At Black American inventors.
Yes.
We definitely salute you all.
We salute you. She also gave back to the community too. She gave back to the Black YMCA, NAACP, and other charities. She gave back to the community.
All right. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe with Sip and Speak the Tea with D&D. And Alonso, is there anything that you would like to add further?
No, we're pretty much good.
Pretty much good? Okay.
Until next time, right?
Until next time. And we definitely would like to have you again. We really appreciate you very much and for joining us.
Yes, and having a black male perspective on things, a black young male. And I hope that, kind of help you out there.
People, we really hope that you took heed with our topic for today on police brutality. Any comments, suggestions, please comment. Hit up us on our email. Hit us up on our email, which is sipandspeakthet@gmail.com. We also have our website, which is sipandspeak.net. But we would love to get your comments, any questions, and any suggestions.
Yeah, we would love to get your comments.
And know that we need to make a change. We have to come together.
We have to come together.
And not just say
stand together.
We have to actually do it.
Actions, right?
I have to be one of them. Like I'm telling y'all, okay, like we need this, but I have to be one also.
Yes.
To actually start being a part and trying to make a difference. If we all can come together and do that, I think a change can be made.
Yes.
It will be made.
It will be. Very positive, confident. That's the way we have to be, positive and confident.
Right. We need law and order.
Yes, we do. And every officer, every person in the law enforcement are not bad people. And they are here to serve you and protect you and to help you. We just need more of them.
Correct.
And hold the ones that need to be accountable for their actions,
hold the ones
of mistrust. Yeah.
Hold the ones accountable that misuse their power.
Right.
And also remember not to give them any reason to even talk to us. Make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do. We can take that out of it.
Right.
So,
correct.
That's correct. Yeah.
Make sure we're where we're supposed to be, doing what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? That limits those odds of those things happening. When you know that you're, doing what you got to do. Yeah, sometimes those situations come just randomly. You really can't control them. But deep down, if you know that you did everything that you were supposed to do as a person, being in the right environments, not going certain places, not doing certain things, then it'll kind of make you feel better, I guess you can say. But let's try to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do as a community, as people, so we don't give police an excuse to even come harass us.
Yes.
Right. And those officers that are just looking for some kind of trouble, you can't do anything about that.
Right.
But again, just like you said, you just have to do your part in doing what you're supposed to do. Don't retaliate, don't resist, and don't just have a really bad attitude. Just comply with the officer. Do the best that you can do and comply.
And hopefully, with us all standing together, we can cipher out some of the bad.
Well, we thank you for tuning in, and we hope you tune in again and again.
Thank you out there for subscribing.
Yes,
and
our
thank you,
supporters.
Alonso, for coming on the panel.
Anytime.
Yes, thank you. And don't forget, Denise's book, The Untold Story, The One Who Got Away, is now available. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart.
Yes.
What is that? The Big Book? Is it called The Big Book?
A bigger book.
Bigger book.
I didn't even know all these stores.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Books.
Yes, but it's out there.
Yes.
So
And
please,
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, people, you need to read this book because it was the background of it, the story, it was hidden. It was hidden. And that's why I wrote the book. And I want people to say their names. The women that lost their lives, say their name. They were human. And no matter what they were doing, they wasn't harming anyone. That, they didn't deserve to die the way they died. And it could have been stopped. That's what I'm standing for.
yes, we need to get this story. We need to get it out here.
Yes. So thank you for the ones who have bought the book, and I appreciate it.
It is a good read, definitely a good read. So so buy one for yourself, your family, friends. All right, and congrats again.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. So please be a blessing so that you too shall be blessed.
And that's all for our segment. Goodbye.
Bye.
And we're gonna make it to the top. We're gonna give it all we got. It's our time to shine. It's sip and speak the tea with D&D.